Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 5th update for Pan Those Eyeshadows 2021. This project was created by Alexi and is the 3rd year in a row that I am participating. I choose 5 eyeshadows completely randomly from my collection, and my goal is to hit pan on them or at least use them 30 times because some eyeshadows just take so long to hit pan. I didn't want to be working on them forever. My goal this year overall is to hit 21 eyeshadow pans in 2021, but also to rotate through my collection a bit better than I did last year. I did say I'm working on 5 completely randomized shades. I do not want to work on a black eyeshadow, and at least one of my shades needs to be from a non-cruelty-free brand, as I am trying to work those out of my collection. I am going to insert the picture of what my color story looked like this last 2 months technically. I did not draw anything new in last time, but I'm excited to say we will be this month. Today I'm just going to go in the order of the eyeshadow that has been in the project the longest. I have 2 eyeshadows still in that I rolled in at in my intro before the very beginning of the year. The first is from my Violet Voss Sugar Crystals palette. I'm working on the shade Pear Berry. I have used this 5 times in the last month, bringing my totals up to 16 uses, and it barely looks used. This I'm either going to get to the 30 uses and roll out, or next month I might just veto it, kick it out of here. I'm really tired of peach looks. This has been my everyday look. This look uses all of my 5 eyeshadows. I've been trying to get a lot of use out of them, and I'm just so sick of peaches. But I am working on this Sweet Talk palette in another project, so I feel like I might as well keep this in and pair those 2 together going forward. There's no way I'm hitting pan on this one. Next, I'm really excited for, this is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow, the Not a Basic Peach palette. I'm working on the 6th shade down, and I have pan. I used this 10 times this month for a total of 23 uses to hit pan on this. I hit pan today. Just yesterday on my Instagram, I was taking a video of like how huge this dip is, being like, what the heck? Where is the pan in this? I've used it so much. And then today I did end up hitting pan completely organically. I didn't like, it must be in there. I'm actually filming this quite a bit earlier than I normally would because I did hit pan today, and I'm trying to give myself more time to edit these videos. So 23 total uses to hit pan on this. It is rolling out of this project. This was my non-cruelty free shade, like I said, so we will need to make sure we roll in another non-cruelty free shade a little later. Next, from my Winky Lux Kitten palette, I'm working on the shade Duchess. I used it 15 times this past month, so I did my makeup 15 times since I filmed my last update, for a total of 41 uses and still no pan. The dip in this is ginormous. I was tempted to keep it in for yet another month, but I've gone over my 30 uses. I'm ready to roll this out. I may circle back around to this lid setting shade towards the end of the year, since I know the dip is so big. If I'm really needing that win, that one more pan before the end of the year, just to help me meet my 21 eyeshadow pans in 2021. So unfortunately, I haven't hit pan on this, but I've used this palette as a whole 47 times so far this year, 41 of them being this exact eyeshadow, and I'm just ready to put this back in my collection and roll in a new palette. Again, I'm trying to roll through more palettes in my collection this year, and you might be seeing this another time if I ever do hit pan on it. So that will be 2 eyeshadows rolling out of this project, which I'm so happy about. I have made up for not rolling in anything last month. That is just, I'm trying to roll in at least one new thing every month, but none last month, 2 this month, that's okay. Next, from my BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, I'm working on the first shade in the palette, It's a very light pink. I've used it 7 times this month, up to 14 uses, so I used it 7 times last month. It's just a really light transition shade. I can pretty much pop it in my crease for every look. I haven't, clearly only 7 uses, but I'm trying my best to remember a bit more. I can just only have so many eyeshadow palettes out at one time. I don't think I'm really that close to pan. These shades are very small. I did hit pan on a shimmer down here in about 16 or 18 uses. I don't feel like I'm that close on this matte shade. I use a very big fluffy brush with it, but because it doesn't really alter any looks, I'll just keep using it. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this one. And lastly, I have a ColourPop Super Shock shadow. This is an ultra glitter, which is not my favorite. It's in the shade Olympic. It's from the Raw Beauty Christie collab. I used this 6 times this month, making for a total of 9. It's definitely looking more used. The pattern's worn off. There's a little bit of a dip forming. I can typically hit pan in a Super Shock in about 20 uses. So if I can amp up my usage this month, maybe I can have pan in it for the next update, though I'm not in too much of a rush. But those were the updates on my 5 eyeshadows. The dang dishwasher again. If you guys watched my BoxyCharm video, the dishwasher's giving me some trouble while I'm trying to film. So these 3 eyeshadows will be staying in my project. It's now time to roll in 2 new shades. I am using my Pretty Random app. First, I'm going to just completely randomize for my entire collection, giving the full range. If the shade it lands on is non-cruelty free, that's great. I will also roll again from the same number, but I do have my non-cruelty free shades in another list, so I can adjust the numbers from there. So 1 to 794, those are my eligible eyeshadows that don't have pan. We have 584. Are you kidding me? Okay, it is a cruelty-free shade. And then my non-cruelty-free shades, I only have 75 of those. Okay, so I have grabbed my new palettes. The non-cruelty-free shade, the one I randomized first, came from my Violet Voss Sugar Crystals palette. Dang it! Okay, but at least it's one less palette entering my drawer, but this palette was brand new when it got rolled in at the end of last year. And so basically all of the shades are brand new. The shade that got randomized is Lemon Drop, which is this yellow shimmer. It's very beautiful, very spring-like. It's a duochrome to like pink. Or maybe I'm just losing my marbles. I don't know. There's a swatch of it. It's super beautiful. And the non-cruelty free shade I'm going to be working on, it comes from my Morphe KathleenLights palette, and it is the last shade, which is a black. I have said I don't want to work on black eyeshadows. I did keep the black shades in my non-cruelty free side because I just need to be working through them. Crap. I don't think I've ever used this. It looks brand new in the pan. Oh, it doesn't even look like a good black. I'm going back in again. I'm going to keep it in for this month, get some use out of it, but it might be one of my vetoes. I do have a few vetoes for the year. I've built this up 3 times. Yeah? I really don't want to work on a black, and this black seems very crappy, but I kept the blacks in for my non-cruelty free shades because I just need to do some work on them. What do you guys think of like 10 to 15 uses on black? I feel like that's cheating, but at the same time, like, this swatch, this is my new color story, by the way. Very, very light. This swatch has been built up so many times, and it is like gray. I want to show you. I have, like, they're a little bit stained from doing my swatches, but like most of the pigment has been wiped off. Here's the black shade that got pulled, the 15th shade in this palette. This is how I would normally swatch a shade. This is me pressing and like scrubbing my finger in there. Does that look black to you? You can still see my skin through it. Maybe this whole palette is just like done for. No, I don't think so. I'm swatching these two purples. Okay, let me know what you guys think. I hate when I like change rules on the fly all the time. Like, that is the worst. You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna use this a couple of times this month. I will force myself, but what I'm going to do is randomize a 6th shade, one of them being non-cruelty free, to like properly go in this project, because that is just, that's terrible. Okay, it's still up. 57. Okay, so shade 57 comes from my Sephora Pro Warm palette. This is obviously not cruelty free. I got the shade Clay, or the 10th shade in this 28 pan palette, and that is this shade right here. It's a very warm brown. This one I will use 30 times or to hit pan on it. It's probably gonna be 30 times because this was in the project last year, I believe, and I did use it 30 times, and there's like a microscopic dip in it. So this is the shade that was randomized. This is going to be my 6th shade in the project. Like I said, I will use the black, but just not 30 times or to hit pan. This is super pigmented. Super beautiful, warm brown. Okay, so this is my color story for this month. Sorry for the confusion. That shade is just really bad, okay? That's my excuse. This yellow lemon drop is a yellow to like pinky peach duochrome. Absolutely stunning. I was not expecting that. That's a shade I have not used yet. And looking at it my way, here is pink and here is yellow. Let me see if I can get this closer for you guys. So I know that it's super bright. Turn my light down a bit. I still don't think I captured the duochrome on camera very well. The kids are getting even rowdier than usual. This is a very summery color story. Mine is, if I took out the black, I'd be super pleased with it. But that's okay. I will use the black. I will. I promise. I think the only shade that I have a chance at rolling out next month is the glitter eyeshadow from ColourPop. I think I am going to be really focused on this one for hitting pan. There's a bit of a dip starting. Again, if I could just focus, it's a bit dry. It looks kind of cracked in there, even though, like, obviously they're not that old. And this formula is just not my favorite. Second to that, I think everything else is pretty long term. I don't have any looks to share because I've basically been doing the same look over and over again because it is the same color story as from last time, and I had a lot of very monochromatic kind of shades. Let me know if you enjoy seeing looks in these videos. I can try and create a couple of different looks using these shades to share next time. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!